It's me again. I don't claim to be a professional broadcaster, except when I'm being a professional broadcaster. The YouTube app changed, and I was just trying to get a thing out of the way so that I could see my things. It didn't go well for me. It blew up the whole thing. But I'm here. So for anybody who just wants, no, Soto, man, thank you for being a member of the channel, first of all. And this was not a plug in your laptop situation. This was a situation of Jeff not understanding the new YouTube app on my phone that I launched from. Okay. You didn't lose me. Just as a quick reset to anybody who might click on this one and not watch the last video, just know, thank you for putting a blunt in the air for me, Cowboys 94. And DJ's World, thank you for being a hero and a super chatter. One day I'll go see what that super chat says when I figure out how to work this stupid app on my stupid phone. See my turtle in the background, though? ADHD makes me forget to pay the internet bill, too. Don't worry, Jeff. I've done that with the lights before. That's how I used to know how to pay the light bill, was because they went off. The Cowboys 30 visit does matter for their picks, but it's not all of them. Tyler Smith wasn't a 30 visit. They're not always a 30 visit. So maybe Darnell Washington at 26. I wouldn't hate it. I wouldn't love it. I hate trading up. You guys know I don't like trading up. I like to trade down. I'm Captain Trade Down. He asked if Bijan, Nolan, JSN, and one other guy there, which do you take? In order, Nolan Smith, Jackson Smith, and Jigba, then Bijan out of those names. And you can definitely talk me into Jackson Smith and Jigba being a more sure thing over Nolan Smith. But boy, I love Nolan Smith. You can take the 3 sacks he had at Georgia this year, and I don't care. I don't care. That was what they asked him to do. That dude is a sub 240-pound, bendy, strong, athletic. He's fun. What would you look for to trade down? I would look to trade down no more than 10 to 15 spots and add a pick in the top 75. Couldn't you argue is the most sure thing of the three? I'm assuming you're talking about Bijan. I think Bijan's ability is probably the most sure thing of the three, but it doesn't matter. Najee Harris is a good player. He can't get 4 yards a carry because Pittsburgh can't block, and yet they keep handing it to him. That's bad for business. That ain't helping you win football games. I love Bijan. I think he is a stud. But running backs just can't do it on their own. Nolan Smith can do his job on his own. His job is whoop that offensive tackle, go do it. Jackson Smith and Jigba can do most of his job alone. Get open. We got to get you the ball, but get open. If you can't block, you can't run. And if you can block, you can run. And I don't need Bijan to run. I've already got Tony Pollard to run, and I could have a different guy run. Bijan or Joey Porter Jr. at 26? Joey Porter Jr. I think my rule on running backs is if you're talking about a premier position with a first-round grade, I'll take him over any running back. So Joey Porter Jr. I got as a first-round grade. So I would take him over a running back. Same thing with Jackson Smith and Jigba. After the last 2 years, I've learned to stop doubting Will McClay's board. That's the other thing, is I might not like a pick. And you know what's going to happen? It's going to turn out that I'm a dumbass. It's going to turn out that I'm going to tell you that Tyler Smith is very strong, and he has all the traits of a really good left tackle, but fundamentally, he ain't there yet, and he's going to take some time to develop. That's what I'm going to say. And then Tyler Smith is going to go out and have a fine rookie year. And I'm going to tell you the Michael Parsons pick, why the hell are you picking a linebacker at number 10 overall or number 12 overall? And then it's going to turn out he ain't even playing linebacker, so I'm stupid again because I didn't know he was going to be a pass rusher. Would you rather have any of the top tight ends or Avila at 26? That's a good question. I think if I were making a board, because I've got them in round grades, and I have the top tight ends in a 2, and I have Avila in 2, I think the guard is more important, unless you're talking about the problem is you're projecting like a first-round tight end, and I understand the hesitancy because I have it too. The first-round tight end, you need to be able to block, and I need you to be one of the better receiving tight ends in the league. Is that going to happen with one of these guys? Michael Mayer's a really good player. I like Michael Mayer a lot. He's a good player. He is not in the mold of the tight ends that are whipping everyone's ass. The tight ends that are whipping everyone's ass are big and super athletic and fast and strong, and he's all those things except the fast part. He's a good player, but he's a good player. I don't know. They do need a tight end, though. Mozzie Smith or Jahmyr Gibbs at 58? Ooh, that is a good question. I'd probably go Gibbs. I want to make big plays on offense. Stopping the run. I do think the two-gap defensive lineman is actually gaining value because teams want to play more guys in coverage. So if you have guys that can help you do that by being able to play the run with less people, I think that helps. So there is value there, but I do think Jahmyr Gibbs is just a little bit smaller Alvin Kamara. I think he's a stud. And there's debate happening in the chat on we don't need a tight end, or we do need a tight end, or Jake Ferguson's not a spare, or he is a spare. They don't like Ferguson, ? I think they like Ferguson. I think they like Hendershot, too. Ferguson's shown you fun stuff in small samples. I don't think that means Jake Ferguson is going to be a top 8 to 10 tight end in the NFL. I think that means that if you had to go play with Ferguson and Hendershot and McEwen, you could, but your tight end group wouldn't be a strength. If you feel like you can upgrade it significantly with a really good player, I think you go ahead and do that. But you do it like pick 40. Ferguson is a perennial Pro Bowler. How many tight ends go to the Pro Bowl? Because I'll take that bet. And I like Ferguson. I would definitely take that bet. Voorhees or Kobe Turner? Kobe Turner is the undersized Wake Forest defensive tackle that I think is fun. Voorhees is the USC offensive lineman who tore his ACL at the combine. Maybe Turner? I don't know, DJ's World. Why do you have such good questions? Ferguson is better than Schultz. We'll see. Schultz was a good player. It is real weird how everybody hates Dalton Schultz and loves Jake Ferguson. So if Jake Ferguson does less than Dalton Schultz, what you gonna do? Who's our best tight end as we sit right now out of Hendershot, Ferguson? Oh, I think Ferguson is. I like Jake Ferguson. I like Hendershot too. But I think Jake Ferguson might be, a league average starting tight end. And I think that's something that you can kind of find. All y'all talking about trade back to specific spots. Have we heard anything about other teams wanting to trade up? That's what needs to happen first. That's a good point. I'm trying to think, who would you need to be available at 26 that somebody would want to come get? Maybe somebody likes – I'm trying to think, because if it was a receiver or a corner, I'd rather just take them. If it was an offensive lineman like Darnell Wright, maybe I'd rather just take them. So I need somebody to love somebody that I don't love. And I don't know who that player is going to be. Because, again, when I go through Dane's mock draft at 26, I hate it all. Could somebody without a first-round pick want to come up? Could somebody love – it's just the guys you're picking out of, If you're the Rams, what do you give up to get in the first? What are their picks? Rams. Geez. They have a 2. What are they coming to get? They're trying to come up 10 spots. That's going to cost them their 3. That's an early 3. Maybe a 4 and then some. Good news is it's only a mock, so more than likely they won't fall that way. That is true. So, my dream at 26 is that one team screws up the draft, or multiples, and that one of these names that's being mocked 15 to 25 doesn't go 15 to 25. Any one of them. Get Kalijah Cansey to make it. Get Darnell Wright to make it. Get Jackson Smith and Jigba. I could go Dalton Kincaid. I guess. Zay Flowers, Deontay Banks, Brian Brzee, Jordan Addison. It's all the guys I want. All the guys I want right at 26. It's not going to play out that way. It's going to be fine. Everything's going to be fine. Get a good player. And even if you don't get a guy that you have a first-round grade on, we'll get over it as long as that guy turns out to be a quality NFL starter. Like, if they take Osiris Torrance, Steve Avila, maybe it's Quentin Johnston. If they turn out to be a quality NFL player, how much can I super chat you for one episode of Skycast before the draft? You know, or Jeff and Botch. Also, how do you feel about wide receiver Charlie Jones? That's an interesting question. So I was watching Garrett Williams, the Syracuse corner. And I'm watching him, and I'm like, oh, yeah, he moves well. He's a good player. This guy looks pretty good. And I'm like, holy crap, this guy he's playing against is kind of giving it to him a little bit. Who the crap is this who's this little white dude out here? And the answer is Charlie Jones. I think Charlie Jones is a top 100-ish player. I think somebody would take Charlie Jones in the third or fourth round. He's a Purdue wide receiver. He's a good player. With the addition of Cooks, would Anderson be worth taking at 26? Who's Anderson? Anderson. Oh, Will Anderson. You could. Jeff, would you be cool with Michael Mayer at 26? I'd be okay just because I'd understand the thought process where you're just going, I had 17 first-round grades. They're all gone. Mayer's one of my highest second-round grades. I can kind of use tight end. That's fine. We need people to screw this thing up. Get me to a guy that I'm not expecting to be there. I'll try to get something done with Vach. It's my fault. Vach is down to party. I just never know when I'm going to go live because now that I'm doing the radios live from 7A to 7P, my show from 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. And I don't want to go live while we're live. So it has to be after 7P. Also plays too much stupid sand volleyball. And then there's other weeknights where random crap pops up and I never know. Hyatt or Tank Dell, but outside wide receiver. Boy, neither. Hyatt ain't getting off the line. Not good at throttling down on routes. I guess Dell probably have a better chance of getting off the line with his business. But both of them are going to be move around, slot, party guys. Hyatt's one of the guys that scares me. I meant Addison, not Anderson. Dude, give me Jordan Addison. I've seen people hating on the Jordan Addison train lately. It's like, wow, give him 26. He's skinny. Give a half a crap if you're skinny. Show me where skinny hurts him. Devontae Smith, he's 160-something pounds. He's not going to get off the line. Watch him play. He got off the line of scrimmage every freaking play. And surprise, he did it in the NFL. Because he can. That's who he is. Smith or Saki from Baylor. Is that the right last name on the Baylor guy? Ika. I'll take Mozzie because I think he's more consistently what he is. I wouldn't mind Ika in the second round. If you get him in the third, that'd be great. I wouldn't mind him in the second round. Zay Flowers, don't be coward. I'm not a coward. I'll take Zay Flowers. I'll take Zay Flowers at 26 and be happy about it. You can give me an explosive playmaker? Done. So anyway, I draft based on strength of chin. Tillman or Mims, third round. Boy, you guys have good questions, and I don't like it. Let me go to my rankings. Technically, I have Mims above Tillman. If Mims goes 50 picks after Jalen Hyatt, like I'm not 100% sure that Jalen Hyatt's going to be a better NFL player than Marvin Mims. Those are your 4-3 guys. And Hyatt's offense, he ain't going to do what he did in college in the NFL because the hash marks aren't that far over. You can't create that much space for somebody. No, it's a Skywalker Steel thing. Don't be a coward. Draft safe. Flowers meant to order better. I love Skywalker Steel. Michael Mayer's a slow receiver. He's a 4.7 guy. He ain't fast. but he'll catch everything. He'll block. He'll probably do the Dalton Schultz bit where when it's 3rd and 5, that's going to be who Dak's going to. Mayer's a good player. I don't mean to hate on him. Just looking at the options at 26, and I'm like, please. Darnell Washington's a way better pick. I like Darnell Washington. Do I have him above him? I do. Washington's actually my TE1. That's also because I'm enamored with athleticism and potential a lot of times. Mayer's so safe. And I don't think taking a smaller wide receiver necessarily devalues CD. You could say it might a little bit because I like CD Lamb in the slot, but CD Lamb wins outside too. So when you're talking about guys in an NFL where you run bunches and you're moving guys around before the snap, I don't think you have to have a guy that's like CD is locked in as the Z. He's the outside guy on the side, and that guy plays the slot. I think he can have fun, move guys around and party. That's kind of why I like Washington. A team that wants to run the ball more, quote, run the ball more. Well, he'll help you run it. And then as he develops as a receiving tight end, at least on the plays where you are sending him out, he does get the ball. He is hell to deal with. Henley, linebacker, I can do that in the 2nd or 3rd. Faux show. Yeah, Darnell Washington is a freaking house, and he runs a 4.6. What time is it? It's volleyball playoffs tonight. I gotta go soon. All right. Hey, sorry for not knowing how my crap works and accidentally closing a stream earlier. But now I'm going to close this one on purpose. Remember that you have no idea what anybody's going through and be cool. Have a great night, everybody. That's weird. That was like a kiss sound. I don't want to, well, I don't care. That's love. Bye.